The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Preface. Author talks about why it's important in today's world for not to be very non-fighter. You can't be simple. You have to play power politics to reach to your destination. Be it in your personal life, be it in your professional life, be it in the social life. And the preface itself starts with the common theme found across the book, examples, which is examples. So there are multiple good old scripture examples are given where power plays an important role, and author mostly talks about the people who inspired him to write this book, and it took a lot of research before writing these 48 laws of power. And author talks about all those different ways to formalize this book, and suggest that whenever you are stuck, you can just glance through the index, understand which power law is applying to your current situation, and act accordingly. Law number 1: never outshine the master. In this chapter, author talks about always showing your superior or your master or someone where you want to end up, always show him or her as a most brilliant person on earth, and of course brilliant and superior to your abilities. And author gives 3 historical wonderful stories to withstand his outcome or his hypothesis. One story is from someone called Nicholas Fouquet, and the idea which author is portraying is that even if you are being loyal to your boss or someone who is superior to you, and show a lot of loyalty to him by throwing a big party, that can go against you, because the master as such always wants to feel secured and not insecure about your stardom, not about he has to feel secured about his commanding position. So never try to impress by being extravagant whenever you try to show your loyalty to your superior. Second example given is by of Galileo, and the idea here is that try to portray the logic or hypothesis whenever you're trying to impress the superiors or your masters. Don't give physical gifts, for example. Try to give a concept which logically binds your superior to that emotion. So emotions do get sell. And the third example is of one Japanese tea maker who used to be part of the emperor's palace. Again, don't try to, same as the first example, don't try to outshine your master by displaying anything which can hurt him or hurt her insecurities. Don't let that insecurities come out in any form. Just let your masters feel secured, brilliant all the time, each time. Now the only exception to this is whenever the master's position is in the weak layout. As soon as he or she is in the weak position, try to act swiftly and show your smartness, show your power, and don't do that while he or she is too weak. Law number 2: never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. In this chapter, the core theme for someone who is at the powerful position is to always trust enemies rather than friends. And there are multiple such stories given. In one of the story, the emperor tries to help his best friend to come to the highest ever role possible, and ends up being betrayed by the same friend. Another story is from Chinese dynasty where there were a lot of coup happening, and during that time emperor always used enemies to make them as their friends rather than trusting friends first, because friends would end up killing either the prior emperor or his sons, and vice versa. So that changed through this particular king called King Sung in China. Another story is from Mao's time in China, where Mao actually fought with Japanese to make Communist Party's position stronger, to learn from the enemy by fighting enemy rather than making friends with nationalists and then fighting with Japanese, the third party in their country. So the idea here is that friends would feel a little complex whenever you try to help them, and they won't have ever gratitude. The disgratitude always grows over time. So the idea here is that even if you try to help your friend, there'll be some discontent or enviness within that friend. So it's always better to not exchange gifts or gratitude between friends and trust enemies more while you want to get anything done in the powerful position.